we talked about two-dimensional, three-dimensional. So we kind of know the difference with those. All right, circles and triangles, we know what those are, right? Okay? All right, and then today we're going to do squares and rectangles. All right, so let's watch our video first so you have an idea of what's going to be going on here. It's just exercise. All right, here we go.
What do you know about shapes with four sides? Let's see. Look at the shape that is traced. How many sides does the shape have?
How many sides? Say it out loud, guys.
It has four sides. How many vertices does the shape have?
Vertices are corners. How many corners? Vertices.
It has four vertices.
Four. Okay.
Are all of the sides the same length?
Okay, so that was the biggest thing. All the sides are not the same length. So what do we call this shape? Who can raise their hand to tell me? What do we call this shape? Everybody should know the name of this shape. I should have a lot more hands up in the air. I know you guys know it. Alina, what is it? It's a rectangle, okay? So a rectangle, it has four sides, four vertices, but the length of the sides are a little bit different, okay? They're not all the same, all right? So just remember that.
No, all of the sides are not the same length. This shape is called a rectangle. What shape does this dollar bill have?
What does it look like?
The dollar bill has the shape of a rectangle. How do you know it is a rectangle?
Let's say the right answer. All right, you know it is. Okay, all right, so this one is the shape of a rectangle, all right? Is there anything else that you can think of that's the shape of a rectangle? So a dollar bill. What else is the shape of a rectangle, Valentina? A door, very good. A door is the shape of a rectangle. Anything else that you see maybe when you look around the room? Then? The Promethean board, very good, awesome. Okay, keep going.
It has four sides and four vertices. The opposite sides are the same length. Now look at the shape that is traced. How many sides does the shape have? It has four sides. How many vertices does the shape have?
How many vertices? Four, yeah.
It has four vertices. Are all of the sides the same length?
Yes, okay. So, is this shape confusing you a little bit? What would you call this shape, Caitlin? Kind of looks like a diamond, but it's not a diamond. Brayden, what is it? It's just a square. All right, it's a square that was flipped over onto one of its vertices, okay? So it has four vertices, it has four sides, okay? But a diamond would be more like if you squeeze the square together, okay? It would have like longer sides, okay? So this one is just a square, but it's turned over up on one of its vertices, okay? So don't get too confused with this one. I'm trying to trick you a little bit. Way to go, Brayden, okay?
Yes, all of the sides are the same length. This shape is called a square. A square is a special rectangle because it has four sides, four vertices, and its sides are all the same length. What shape does this cracker have?
What shape, everyone? A square, okay, a square. All right, so let's go here and see what he wants to do. So decide if each object is a square or rectangle. So I'm going to point to one. I want you just to shout out square or rectangle. You ready? Yeah. Okay, this one.
Rectangle! Rectangle! Square! Square! Rectangle! Square!
Okay, very good. Okay, so see how just because these are turned over on their sides a little bit, they're still a square. Okay, if I turned a rectangle one way and I laid it down this way, it's still a rectangle, right? Now, did you hear that one thing that they said though? That a square is a type of rectangle. Did you hear them say that?
Yeah.
Remember that, okay? Remember that.
sides are the same length. Now you can identify squares and other rectangles.
Okay, so let me ask you, what makes a square and a rectangle different? What is the one thing that makes them different? Because they both have 4 vertices. They both have 4 sides. But what makes a square different than a rectangle? Okay, I wish I had more hands in the air. What makes them different, Evelyn?
The rectangle long and the square short.
Okay, so the rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides, okay? But then a square, all of their sides are what?
Short.
No, not short. Not the word not what I'm looking for. How would you say is different about a square? A square's sides are all the what, Jacob? If you make a square, how do you know it's a square? All the sides are the, Victoria, help them out?
The same.
They're all the same, okay? So when you make when you see a square, all the sides are the same length. Would you agree, Jacob? They're all the same length? Okay, so all the sides are the same. So remember that. So a square is actually part of the rectangle family. Did you ever hear that before?
No.
Okay, it's kind of part of the rectangle family because they have 4 sides, 4 vertices, but a square is just a square. Nobody else can be part of the square family. A square is all by itself. All right, so just because they have similarities, a square can also be part of the rectangle family. All right, so that's something that might be a little confusing to you today. All right, so make sure your name's on your paper right now. Get your name on, make sure it's ready to go. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so let's just get out ourselves a chair here so we do this together. All right, so we see a bed and we see a carpet. You guys see that? Okay. All right, so listen carefully.
Do you see 2 shapes? Pick either the red or the blue shape. Draw a line from that shape to something in the room that has the same shape.
Okay, so let's start with the red shape. What shape is the red shape called, Caitlin? A rectangle. So what in this room looks like the rectangle? The bed. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yes. So let's draw a line from the red rectangle over to the bed. Very good. Okay. All right, what about the blue shape? What is our blue shape called, Valentina?
Well, I also saw another thing that was
What's that?
the little door thing.
Oh, this would be like a nightstand, right? Okay, we can do that, sure. Let's draw a line to the top of that nightstand. Kind of looks like a rectangle, doesn't it? Okay. All right, so what is our blue shape called, though, Riley? The blue shape. A square. What in that room, Riley, looks like a square? The carpet. Okay, so let's draw a line from the blue square to the carpet. Okay, yes, Finn?
I have something else that looks like a rectangle.
What else?
The floor.
The floor. Well, okay, we could do the floor, but that's kind of, that could be kind of pushing it just a little bit. We're just going to stick with those 2 because those are real obvious ones that we see. Objects in the room, okay? All right, but you technically could be correct there, yes? Okay, go ahead and lift and turn the page. And find number 1. All right, so we're going to take a look at all these different shapes here. Yes.
I didn't know that this is not
It does, it does.
David.
All right, so number 1, they already kind of did for us. All right, it says, have the students, for you, of course, color the rectangles in each row, and then mark an X on each rectangle that is also a square. Okay, so this is the tricky part, guys. They want us to color all the rectangles. So anytime we're going to color rectangles, guess what? What other shape did we say is part of the rectangle family, Dean?
A square?
A square. So when they say color the rectangles, you're also going to color the squares as well. So in number 1, they did it for you. Do you see how they colored in the square and the rectangle?
Yeah.
Yes? No? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So those 2 shapes are colored in. But then they said, please put an X that are also a square. So the only other shape that is called is a square. We look for the shape that has all sides are what? Again, what do we look for, Brayden?
4 sides.
4 sides that are the same what? The same color? The same smell? No. They're the same what, Ben? The same length, right? They're the same length or the same size. Okay? So that's why they put an X on the square here. This rectangle, they're saying, this is a square, is part of the rectangle family. A square by itself is just a square. So trace over that X. Okay? So we're coloring in all the rectangles, but then you're putting an X on the rectangle that is also called a square. Does that make sense? Okay, we'll go through a couple more together. So trace over that X. Okay, here we go. So in number 2, oh, go ahead and let's get out our, no, we're not circling anything. We're not circling anything, okay? I didn't say to circle. Okay, if I don't do it up here on the board, you're not doing it on your paper. Okay, just get out any color crayon, guys. I don't care what color you use.
Oh, I already got it.
I'll let you pick. All right. Okay. So again, we're gonna color the rectangle. So in row number 2, I'm gonna point to a shape, and you let me know yes or no if we're gonna color it. You ready? Okay. Let's start right here. Yes, we're gonna color in that rectangle. Very good. What about the second shape? No, that's a diamond for sure, right? Okay. All right, what about the next shape? What's that one? Heart. Very good. What about the next one? Yes, because again, that is part of, it has 4 vertices, it has 4 sides. So it's technically a rectangle. Now, which of those shapes that we just colored is a square? Which one is a square, Alina? The green one here at the end. So guess what we're going to do there? We're going to put an X on it with your pencil. Put an X on it with your pencil. No, you're going to keep it colored. No, you keep it colored. It's still colored because it's a rectangle technically. But we're also putting an X on it because it is a rectangle that is also a square. Okay, that's going to take you guys maybe a little bit to get used to. All right? So we colored it in. Oh, sorry, I know I didn't color. Maybe that's what's throwing you guys off. Okay, so we colored here, but then we also put an X on it. Good? Okay. All right, take your whole paper, flip it over, please. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Okay. All right, so again, we're coloring in all the rectangles first. Okay, so you tell me yes or no. First one. Yes, color it in. Okay, second shape. Yes. It's a rectangle. Okay, what about the next one? Does anyone know what that's called? Jenna? No, not a pentagon. Valentina? No. Everyone ever heard of a trapezoid? This is a trapezoid. Okay, what about the last shape? What's that one, everyone? Okay. All right. So we colored in these first 2 shapes, these rectangles. Which one is also a square? The first or the second shape? The first or the second? Which one is also a square, Jacob? The first or the second? The second one. So go ahead with your pencil and please put an X on the one that is also a square with your pencil there, okay? I know it's hard to go over it with a pencil, isn't it? That's okay. But as long as I can see that you're putting an X on it. Or if you wanted to, you can take a black crayon maybe, if that's easier. Maybe try that. Okay? Since we're doing this one together, right? Okay, get the crayon back out. Crayon back out. All right, let's go through row number 4. Which ones are rectangles? First shape, yes or no? No? Okay, next one? Okay, what's this one called? Victoria? Oval, very good. Okay, what about this one? Yes, that's a rectangle. It's a big rectangle. Okay, last shape, what are we going to do? Color yes or no? Yes.
rectangle.
All right, so which shape is going to get our X? Which one is also called a square? Then which one?
The one over there.
This one? This one? This one. So we can say the one that's the red one, right? You guys we can say? Okay, so yes, the one at the end, that is also called a square. Very good. All right, is everyone understanding that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we color rectangles. So we also color in the square because that's part of the rectangle family, right? Okay, four sides, four vertices, but it's just a square is its name. Okay, and number 5, it says draw a circle around the objects that look like a rectangle. All right, and then mark an X on each object that also looks like a square. All right, so listen carefully. All right, Evelyn, you listening? I need your ears up here. Your listening ears. So remember, we're gonna circle everything that is considered a rectangle, even the ones that are in the rectangle family, everything. Okay, so get your pencils out. Which ones should we be circling? Which ones are rectangles? The rectangle family as well. Okay, Lena, give me a picture.
What puzzle?
The puzzle, yep, circle the puzzle.
What's the pencil?
With a pencil. Everything's with a pencil right now. Okay, Valentina?
The picture of the bee and the snail.
Oh, the picture with the bee and the flowers and the snail. Yep, circle it. Okay, Caitlin?
The window?
The window, yep, circle it. Okay, anything else considered a rectangle? Ben?
The envelope?
The envelope, very good. Are there any more rectangles?
No.
Do you know? Okay, but now we're going to put an X on each object that also looks like a square. Because remember, squares are part of the rectangle family. But now which ones would be called a square? Is a square. Tell me which ones are also going to get an X. Right.
The puzzle.
The puzzle, yep, that one also gets an X. And, Jacob, which one? That's just a rectangle, not a square. Which other one looks like a square? The window, there you go. The window is a square. Very good. So again, remember, a square, all 4 sides are the same length, okay? The same length or same size, we can even say, okay? Everyone kind of getting this now?
Yeah.
Okay, lift and turn to the last page.
Ready?
We're on the back now. Keep your crayon out that you had. Keep that one crayon out. Alright, so this time I'm going to have you do these on your own. Alright? So, again, listen carefully. Do not get started. Wait. Alright, it says color the rectangles in each row, then mark an X on each rectangle that is also a square. Okay? Just like we just did. So go in row number 6. Color color all the rectangles, but then put an X on the one that is a square. Okay, go ahead. Color the shapes that are rectangles, but then put an X on the one that is also a square. Okay? Yes, Ben.
Are you going to color the square and put an X?
Yes, just like we just did. So even if it is a square, guys, remember it's technically part of the rectangle family. It has 4 sides and 4 vertices. But then go back and also put an X on that square. All right? You got it? And go ahead and do this for the same thing. Number 7, row 8, and row 9. Okay, I'll give you a hint, guys. There's 2 shapes you're going to color in every single row. How about that? In each row, there's going to be 2 shapes you have to color. But then you have to make sure that you go back and put an X on also the square. That is also a square. And then stop. Very good. You guys are getting it. Good job. I know it's a little confusing, but you guys are getting it. Great work. Great work. Good. And if it's hard for me to see that X, if you have a hard time, yeah, you can go over with the black crayon if that's easier. I'm okay with that.
We stop at number 10.
Yes, stop at number 10. Go ahead and do 7, 8, and 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sorry, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then stop size give you specific directions at the bottom. Okay? Keep going. Keep going. But I will let you know, I need, let's see, I need a green and a yellow crayon out for the last one. Get green and yellow out if you're ready. That's good. So if you're done, and you're waiting, get out a green and a yellow crayon.
This is green. What green? The light green or the...
Oh, wait, I like the dark green. Always the dark green.
Oh, I have a new pencil. I have a new pencil. Me too. This is my new pencil. This is my new pencil. Okay, yeah. This is my new pencil. This is no one has a pencil. Only I have new pencil. This is my new pencil. Hey, you guys have pencils? You don't have to call on.
All right, it looks like a lot of you guys are ready. All right. Okay, so everybody colored the rectangles in each row, and then you put an X on the ones that are also called a square. Thumbs up, we're good? Okay, so in the bottom here for number 10, here's what they want you to do. You ready? It says, draw a green rectangle, and then I need a yellow square. So draw me a green, if you want to do the pencil first and color it in, you can do that, or you can just draw a green rectangle and a yellow square. Be careful, my square, the sides have to all be the same. Everyone the same. Okay, try your best to go slow and try to make them the same length. If you want to do it with a pencil first, like I said, and then go back and trace them or you can color them in, go for it. But I need a green rectangle and I need a yellow square. Okay, make sure I can see the difference. Okay, good job.